Hi everyone, this video is about Scientology's presence in Africa. Not just South Africa, other African countries. I've been investigating it and I just thought I'd share what I found with everyone. First of all, I'll just talk a little bit about the history of how Scientology started in South Africa. On November 11th, 1957, an office of the Hubbard Association of Scientologists International opened in Johannesburg, marking the formal beginning of Scientology in the continent of Africa. One of the most sinister aspects of Scientology, in many eyes of its critics, is the way which it unashamedly designs to clear the planet. Or in plain English, take over the world and subject the entire global population to Scientology processing in order to rid everyone of their aberrations. So since the 50s, Scientologists have been trying to recreate what Hubbard called safe environments for Scientology to expand into. Put bluntly, the church has tried to take over entire countries. Hubbard formulated a policy of infiltration. The original plan, addressed specifically to South African Scientologists, was to achieve the following goals. 1. Get Scientology known. 2. Get Scientology established in schools. 3. Get Scientology established in universities. 4. Have Scientology established in industries. 5. Have Scientology in the mines. 6. Get Scientology into the government and the government departments and services. Hubbard attempted to do this during apartheid in Rhodesia, which is now known as Zimbabwe. Let me be clear here, he was all for apartheid. He claimed that they should use e-meters instead of guns, even though he had previously said that Africans were too stupid to be audited. And a bit later he got kicked out of Rhodesia because of his shenanigans, and that was the end of that. But since the age of the internet and its growth into third world countries, this has been an easy way for Scientology to infiltrate with their front groups with the promise of happiness and human rights, while simultaneously having thousands of slaves in the Sea Org. They seem to be specifically targeting charity groups that are there to help their communities. For example, the Way to Happiness advertises free booklets, t-shirts, hats, and the promise to support them with free courses. This is very tempting for people that are struggling, especially with lack of funding from the government. They're also visiting prisons, mosques and churches in different countries around Africa. During my research, I have found that they're also advertising the Tools for Life and other courses to primary schools, high schools and universities throughout African countries. The blue circles that are popping up on this map of Africa are either churches or missions. The red circles that pop up are areas that are being targeted. These are the countries that I found over just a few days of research. Who knows how many more countries are being infiltrated as we speak. Now, a lot of these photos have probably been staged. In fact, I know 100% that photos in fake orphanages have been staged, but I'll leave that to another video. But at the end of the day, they're targeting vulnerable people and, most worryingly, children. Many of these countries have never heard of Scientology and don't know the crimes that have been committed, the human trafficking, financial scams, abuse of children and disconnection. In Ghana, they have tried to open an applied scholastic centre as well as a church. I've been in touch with the man that owned the piece of land that they were trying to build on. He was also involved in the planning of the church for them. They tried to recruit him into the Sea Org and he's since pulled out, thank goodness. Other countries I've seen stuff going on in is Liberia, the Gambia, Kenya, Tanzania, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Sudan, South Sudan, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, Ethiopia, Madagascar, Cameroon, Uganda, Burundi and Rwanda. They're using a network of some of their front groups, so the Way to Happiness, the Truth About Drugs, Criminon and Youth for Human Rights. They have combined these four into one foundation called the We Stand Tall Foundation. This team seems to be exclusively aimed at African countries. The aptly named We Stand Tall Foundation is targeting via the internet. They are using marketing strategies such as going on community groups and buy and sell groups on Facebook. And they're also contacting orphanages, schools, universities. They are slowly indoctrinating people, and I believe they are recruiting people to the Sea Org.
Actually, we are going to look at the meaning of ethics. And ethics, from the word ethic, actually means the study of morals. Is the study of moral.
They've also got their vulture ministers going on over there, staging photographs, which I've had confirmed by a man in Uganda. Again, I'll include that in my other video. I'm going to do a video specifically about the scams that are going on over there. So they also use this to indoctrinate them. They teach them a touch assist and everything, and then, of course, try and rope them into doing other courses. Scientology have always played the long game. They get them in very slowly with courses, and then they'll ask them to join the Sea Org. That's exactly what happened to my friend in Ghana. And luckily, his visa wasn't approved. I've also come across videos of government officials praising Scientology, praising the volunteer ministers. So they're definitely trying to infiltrate the government and targeting the vulnerable.
He comes from Scientology, and I wrote here that he is Mr. Empowerment of Communities, because Scientology, and the lady sitting next to me there comes from Scientology. She tells me that they work on empowerment of communities, like he stood up and said. And this is what we really want to be getting engaged with you.
I've been spending a lot of time tracking down the people that have had the courses, to contact them, to warn them of the dangers of Scientology, but it is a mammoth task. We're talking probably hundreds of people. So if anyone would like to help me out, I can point you in the right direction. It would be great if you could help me. I'm currently trying to go through all the groups that have had Scientology advertising in them. But yeah, it's a lengthy task. So if anyone would like to help, anyone that can't get out there and protest and would like a job to do, please contact me. My email is perthaudit@gmail.com, or you can message me on Facebook or TikTok. I'm under the same name. Thanks, everyone.